hopethemsg.com. This is our first Mandarin lesson for kids, and we are an expat family living in China, and we're going to be teaching you some of the Mandarin that we have learned while we've been living here. We've been here for 2 years, and so we've already learned a little bit of Chinese, but we're going to start with the basics. Today's lesson is about greetings. So first of all, we're going to introduce our family. This is Bao En, that's his Chinese name, and this is Rong En, that's her Chinese name, and this is Qing En, and that is this girl's Chinese name. So Qing En is 5, Rong En is 8, and Bao En just had his 10th birthday yesterday. We're going to, like I said, we're going to start with some basics. We're going to start with greetings. To say hello in Chinese, we say
你好，你好，你就说你好就不用说 hello。你好，
你好，你好。
Words are made of characters. Each syllable is one character. So whenever you hear a syllable in Chinese, you know that there is one character. So there are 2 characters in 你好. One of them is
你
and the other one is
好。
very good. Once we met some deaf students and they taught us Chinese sign language, which is different from American sign language. They taught us the sign language for 你好, and so the sign language for 你好 is this. 你好. 你 means you, and 好 means good. So when we say 你好, we're actually saying, you good? And so that's a common way for people to greet each other on the street. In the morning, they'll say good morning, and we'll learn some of those greetings another time. But today, we're just going to focus on saying hello and goodbye. So words in Chinese have tones. You may have noticed that when we were saying those words, that we have tones when we say the words. There are 4 tones, and we have a little bit of a lesson about tones on hopethemsg.com. And you can check that lesson out and find out about the 4 tones and the neutral tone. You'll notice that you can use Chinese characters for these words, but there's also an easier way for Westerners to learn the pronunciation of Chinese words, and that is by looking at the representation that they use that uses the letters of the alphabet that we use, and that is called pinyin. And so when you see underneath the people speaking, you see the little words that look like English but aren't quite like English. Those are pinyin, and that gives a representation of how to make the sounds of Chinese. And there is a little tone marker that's on each one that'll tell you what the tone is that's associated with that.
你好，
你好，你好。
Easy, right? Let's say it together. 你好. Everybody? 你好. Okay, so now we know how to say hello in Chinese. Now we're going to learn how to say goodbye. So just like hello, goodbye has 2 characters. The words for goodbye are
再见，再见。
right. So we have 2 characters, and the first one is 在, which means again, and the second one is
见，
which means see. So 保恩, when I say 再见, what am I really saying?
see you again.
But if you can't remember this way to say goodbye, there's another way in Chinese that people say goodbye, and that is
再见。
你说拜拜. That's all for our first lesson in Mandarin. Thanks for joining us, and
再见。